What's going on, everybody? Brian Power here with you, set to preview one of the four matchups we've got this weekend in college football between AP top 15 teams. Now, number 12 Tennessee versus number 15 Missouri. Not the most marquee of those four battles, but odds makers do feel like it's likely to be the most competitive currently. Looking at the wagertalk.com odds screen, Tennessee sitting as a 1-point road favorite for Saturday's game in Columbia. I see -1.5 out there. Total seems to be settling in at 58.5. Keep in mind, I am recording this early in the week on Monday. Now, there is a key trend I need to tell you about for handicapping these ranked versus ranked matchups, but before I get to that, allow me to inform you of a special offer we've got going on right now at wagertalk.com. Starting November 6th, that is today, Monday, you can take $50 off any all-access pass at WagerTalk. That applies to not only sports-specific packages, such as college hoops, which tips off Monday night, but also an all-sports package. Right now, great time to hop on board an all-sports package because we've got NFL, college football, NBA, college basketball, soccer, all in full swing. Again, I'm number one this season in both win percentage and ROI with all soccer selections. To get your $50 off any all-access pass from any WagerTalk handicapper, all you need to do is use the coupon code ALL30 at checkout. That is ALL30. Okay, back to Tennessee, Missouri. Little history lesson for you. The Volunteers are perhaps the last team Mizzou wants to see on its schedule right now. And keep in mind, the Tigers are coming off a 30-21 loss at Georgia last weekend. The reason Missouri may be fearful facing Tennessee is because they are 0-4 straight up and against the number the last four meetings with the Vols. And the last 2 years, woo boy, facing their former offensive coordinator Josh Heupel, now of course the head coach of Tennessee, the Missouri defense has surrendered 128 points to Tennessee and season highs in yardage allowed both years. The final scores of those games, 62-24 in 2021. That game was played here in Columbia. And then 66-24 last season in Knoxville. This is going to be Tennessee's final road game of 2023. And if you're interested in trends, the Volunteers have covered their final road game each of the last 4 years. But the trend you really need to pay attention to is, like I teased at the open, when you've got two top 25 teams meeting, as is the case here. Regular listeners of my show, The Power 5, here on Wager Talk's YouTube channel, they know this trend all too well because I've been talking about it for the last several weeks. When two ranked teams meet this season, the favorite has gone 25-7 straight up and 21-10-1 against the number. One more time, 25-7 straight up, 21-10-1 against the number. That is when two ranked teams meet. The favorite is having plenty of success. No surprise there. The public, they see points in these top 25 matchups, and while typically the public likes to lay points with a favorite, when they see two top 25 teams, it's a little different. They often think the value is with the points, but that has just simply not been the case. Now, if you recall from earlier, I mentioned Tennessee, the road team, currently a 1-point favorite for this game on Saturday. If this line were to flip towards Missouri, that would be really significant because this season, when the home team is favored in the top 25 matchup, hosts 18-2 straight up, 15-4-1 against the number. So it's really when the home team is favored that in these top 25 matchups that the chalk has had its most success. What we've got here are two 7-2 teams vying to be called the second best team in the SEC East, behind Georgia, obviously. What's interesting, Missouri coming off a loss to Georgia, like I mentioned earlier. Tennessee, they've got Georgia on deck. Last week, Tennessee didn't exactly challenge themselves too much. Hosted UConn, stepping outside of SEC play for a quick little bit. The result there, 59-3 win and cover for the Vols, who are 35-point favorites. The offense put up 650 total yards in that one, and the defense scored 3 touchdowns. Certainly key to covering the spread. Meanwhile, Missouri, they played Georgia pretty tough for 4 quarters. Pretty even game. Only outgained by 22 yards when all was said and done. It was a 3-point game deep into the fourth quarter. Of note, a Missouri defense, which has had plenty of success getting to the quarterback all year, sacked Carson Beck, the Georgia quarterback, 3 times. Something to keep in mind there. Georgia's offensive line had previously allowed just 6 sacks in 8 games. So how well Tennessee's offensive line can protect quarterback Joe Milton, probably a key factor in this week's game, which, again, kicks off at 3:30 Eastern. So how do you want to play this SEC East matchup? The trends certainly point to Tennessee, especially if they are favored. But I'm going to give out a recommendation on the total here and say, take the under. Missouri's defense is a lot better than what Tennessee has seen in the previous 2 meetings. Also, the Volunteers cannot count on 3 defensive touchdowns like they had a week ago. A reminder, that over-under line currently sitting at 58.5. Let me know what you think of the under in the comments section down below. While you're at it, feel free to smash that like button and or subscribe to the Wage Talk YouTube channel if you already haven't done so. You can find me on X, formerly Twitter, at BrianPower_wins. Now, for more game previews, stats, and trends, go ahead, click on this next video.